Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play KotOR. In our last episode we managed to disable the disruptor field and yeah, now we're gonna leave this godforsaken place, but first I'm completely forgetting to go back to the elders and give the information we got to the researcher guy so he can maybe help his people. So we're gonna go do that really quick and then we're getting off this rock. Okay, here we are back at the Elder Settlement. I guess we'll tell them how it went, if they care. Do y'all niggas care?
Rondi haudonga kuhongavi, wala kumbes, cheng palamuli ton king pa nokongek, tonga busha uneno, wanga kumbiske.
Not exactly. I have to go to the Starforge to stop Malik, so I lowered the disruptor field so I can do that.
Takon just tak miki grabber mogo, kachicho ita haudonga, tolpa de bon walia gando de nago jojo, moga shaponka, bola wala chepne. Pamulis limo porana wanga, tonghai wam kiki yumalikta ag inkotu. Tolpa da bon walia gando de naga jojo, kachicho ita haudonga.
Well, I'm sure the galaxy will welcome you back with open arms, you know? I mean, no big deal. You just enslaved them for a couple thousand years. No big deal.
Kachicho ita haudonga. Yin kin kuno ba mulira chikun.
Alright, well, let's go talk to, what's-his-face, the researcher. I found data on the genetic structure of your species.
Moja haudonga ya pulki. Kacheska do punta casa bubaka. Bana oto. Jebedoana ni bobo. Tonga bon shanong yang. Rondi haudonga kuhonga vi. Wala kumbes. Cheng palamuli ton king ba nokong.
I didn't get light side points? Hell, he's all happy. See what it says. Oh, look at this. I don't have that many, It is true, Jolee. We haven't... You know, I wonder if he'll talk to us now.
Got something on your mind?
Do you know about the Sith?
Bad men. Women too, to be fair.
You must know more than that.
Oh, indeed. They make a fine sandwich also.
What?
Don't tell the Jedi Council I said that.
What? Yeah. Spit it out, old man, or things get rough.
And just what gave you the impression that I know anything more about the Sith than you do?
This droid's trying to hump me right now. You did. You said you fought them.
Oh, that's right. Damn the ears of the young. I was expecting you to be your usual inattentive self when I mentioned that. So it's true, yes. I fought plenty of Sith. That was during the time of Exar Kun. Oh, 40 years ago now. Has it been that long?
The Sith the same ones who followed me?
No, of course not. The Sith have come and gone for ages. They were not called the Sith many thousands of years ago, perhaps. But the dark side was always present, without a doubt. Oh, sure, occasionally the light side comes close to vanquishing the dark. But the dark always returns. The fact that Exar Kun was defeated didn't mean the Sith would never return, as they obviously have now. Everyone knows that.
Well, who is this Exar Kun? You know, we never really talked much about him.
Exar was a Jedi who was corrupted by ghosts of the old Sith, or so they say. He attempted to conquer the Republic and create a new golden age of the Sith.
Sort of like Revan. I mean me. I assume he was killed.
Better to say he was defeated, but essentially yes. The victory did not come easily, however.
So what happened during the war with Exar Kun then?
That is not a pleasant time to remember. After Exar Kun fell to the dark side, he attempted to recruit other Jedi to his cause. What surprised us, what took us completely unprepared, was how utterly successful he was. Many Jedi joined him and became Sith themselves. Why they did, I will never truly know, but they did. Battle broke out throughout the Order, pupil against master. We fought ourselves.
That must have been difficult.
Yes, more than difficult. Next to impossible. How do you fight against someone you love? I dislike such memories. It leaves a taste in the mouth that It is a sadness I thought I had put aside long ago. Ask me about the war some other time, just not now. I would prefer to be by myself for now.
Damn. So apparently, Jolee talked about the Sith and mentioned that he had been involved in the Sith War involving the infamous Jedi, Dark Jedi Exar Kun. Yeah, but unpleasant memories, doesn't want to talk about it. Damn it, droid! Alright, you can get past, jeez. Alright guys, well, I'll see you back at the ship, I suppose. Alright guys, here we are coming up on the ship. We got all the ship parts. Disruptor field's down. All we gotta do now is head right for the Star Forge and kick Malik's ass. Everybody's waiting for us. We're coming, guys. We're coming. We're walking all slow about it.
We're back. But where's Bastila? Is she alive? What happened inside that temple?
Oh, jeez. Well, you see, Karth, about that. Bastila's fallen to the dark side. She fled to the Star Forge. We have to go after her.
The dark side? Bastila? No. No, how could that happen?
She was always in danger of being seduced by the dark side, Karth. Bastila was strong, but she was always impatient and headstrong. Malik preyed upon her weakness. This planet is a tainted place. The Star Forge and the Temple have twisted the Force into an instrument of evil, just as Malik has twisted Bastila into a servant of the Sith.
She can be saved, can't she?
Malik has a strong hold on Bastila now. It will be difficult for her to break free of his influence, especially considering her long association with you. Remember the bond that was forged between you when she rekindled the spark that was your life. Through that bond, she touched your memories, and also the echo of the dark taint within you.
But there's still hope for her, right? I mean, Revan rejected the dark side, so Bastila could too, right? We still might be able to save her.
We can try, and we will.
I don't know what fate awaits us, but I sense Bastila still has a role to play in the events to come. I have no doubt she will be waiting for us on the Star Forge.
No doubt. But let's go then before she has time to organize a bigger welcoming committee.
Damn right, Karth. The ship parts, you may be able to repair the Evan Hawk's hyperdrive. Oh, the poor thing, it's all busted. I got you, hyperdrive. Yep. It's fixed. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Here's my swoop bike, guys. We won so many swoop races with it. I'll always remember. I love you, swoop bike. I love you. Alright. Alright, guys. Upgraded a few of the crystals again. Last minute upgrades. And, see if anyone has anything new to say before we go to the Star Forge and, you know, final battle.
Something on your mind?
Do you want to talk about the war now?
Not particularly.
No time like the present.
I suppose you're going to nag me until I cough it up, aren't you? Nothing is private anymore, it looks like. There's no escaping it, I guess. So be it. My wife's name was Neyama. She was the Yukatis enforcer who shot me out of the sky, if you remember.
What? What does your wife have to do with the war?
My wife had plenty to do with the war. Upon meeting her, I knew right away that she was strong in the Force. That's why she was able to shoot me down. Neyama was a marvel of a woman. Fiery, determined, smart. She dragged me to the capital and foiled 3 of my attempts to escape prison. Oh, and that body.
The war?
Well, yes, that. Needless to say, I eventually won her over. That was after I kidnapped her upon being broken out of the Yukatis prison, mind you. But, that's another story entirely. At any rate, I wanted to train her in the Jedi way. The Council refused my request, naturally. I was still a Padawan at the time. I was an experienced Padawan, surely, but not yet ready to be a full Jedi, and certainly not ready to train another, especially not one so old as my wife.
Well, so you disobeyed the Council like I did.
I did. I wasn't the first, and I won't be the last. The problem with self-righteous folk is they think they're more right than everyone else. I believed in her and trained her in secret. I ignored her willful nature. I loved her too much to see fault in her. And she loved me too. I know she did. At the time, our love was a shared bliss. Better than anything I had known before or since.
Oh. So what happened?
XR Kun is what happened.
Oh, jeez.
Neyama was inspired by XR's promises of a new golden age. She wanted to join him. She came to me, pleading with me to throw aside what she called the decrepit trappings of the Jedi, to join her in XR's war.
Damn, sounds just like Bastila. So she had fallen to the dark side.
I hadn't thought so, not right then. I was too proud to believe that of her. I had trained her myself. I loved her. I pleaded with her to reconsider, to think about all that she was throwing away, to think about what she would become. She would have none of it. Finally, in frustration, she attacked me. She drew her lightsaber and attempted to strike me down. It was a scene being repeated everywhere throughout the galaxy. Pupil against master. In my case, it was a long and terrible battle, but I defeated her.
You killed her?
No. I had her at my mercy, disarmed and defenseless. She looked up at me and she knew. She knew I couldn't do it.
Sounds familiar. Seems like the Jedi don't like killing their helpless enemies.
But I should have. Sometimes I convince myself otherwise, but it's no use. She had fallen to the dark side when she raised her saber against me, and I let her go. To my shame, she went on to kill many Jedi during the war, until she herself was slain in the final battle. I grieved for her death, inevitable as it was, even as the Jedi Council put me on trial for my actions once the war was over.
They put you on trial?
I had trained Neyama against their wishes. I had failed to kill her when I had the chance, and she went on to kill others. Not to mention that I had remained a Padawan throughout the war. A formality, perhaps, but with the trial, it had to be decided if I was worthy to become a Jedi at all. It was a travesty, of course. I told you that even the Jedi were capable of great injustices, didn't I?
I agree with you. They destroyed my mind, after all.
But I deserved to be tried. They found me innocent, even though I deserved every punishment and more. They let me go. Mitigating circumstances, they said. I deserved compassion, they said. They said I had learned wisdom the hard way. For all I had done during the war, they wished to raise me to full Jedi status at long last. That was when the Jedi left me. That was when they failed me.
I don't understand.
No, maybe you don't at that. They may have been able to forgive me. I could never forgive myself.
You still believe love is worth the risk?
Yes, I do, I suppose. Does that surprise you? It is all so long ago, lost in the winds, I suppose. Nobody cares what an old man believes anymore, do they? Let's continue on with the task at hand. I would prefer to think of the present today.
Damn. Who would have thought Jolee had so much behind him, man? That's crazy.
Got something on you?
That's it.
Oh,
Well, that's all we're gonna do to talk about Jolee. I think there is more to talk about with him, but we're not gonna get to do so. We gotta head to the Starforge and save the galaxy first. So, there it is. Look, it's its own little thing, the Starforge. It looks like we can go to other planets, though. Wait, no, we can't. Damn. Oh well. Travel.
The Republic fleet must have gotten the message I sent as we were crashing into that planet.
Good.
I'm picking up a transmission from them now.
This is Admiral Fawn Dodonna to the Avon Hawk. Do you read us?
Admiral Dodonna, this is Carth Onasi. We're receiving your transmission.
Carth, I'm glad to see you are still alive. We've begun our assault on the Star Forge, but we're taking heavy losses. How did the Sith ever manage to build something of this scope?
The Starforge wasn't constructed by the Sith, Admiral. We don't have time for me to fully explain it, but that space station is far older than you can imagine.
Maybe we should pull the fleet back and retreat. I don't know if we have the firepower to go up against this alien technology.
You can't do that, Admiral. The Starforge is a factory of immense power. It's been churning out the capital ships, snub fighters, and assault droids that have powered the Sith war effort. You have to destroy the Starforge now, or you'll be fighting an unending wave of reinforcements.
Then I guess we have no choice. But it isn't going to be easy. I can't even get our capital ships into position to start bombarding the Starforge. The Sith fleet is too well organized. It's like they can guess our every move and counter our every strategy.
Bastila's battle meditation.
It's because of Bastila, Admiral. She turned to the dark side and became Malak's apprentice. We suspect she's somewhere on that space station right now, using her battle meditation against you and your fleet.
This is Master Vandor. A number of Jedi Knights joined our fleet under his command.
He survived.
If Bastila is using her power to augment the Sith, then Malak's fleet is invincible. Our only hope is to somehow stop Bastila from using her battle meditation.
How can we do that if she's on the space station?
I will send a squadron of Jedi Knights to the Starforge to find Bastila. Their small ships will be able to fly through the Sith blockade and dock on the space station. If they can find Bastila, they may be able to distract her attention from the battle overhead. That should allow you to move your capital ships into position for a final assault on the Starforge itself.
I hate to ask this after all you've done, Kurth, but the Jedi may need all the help they can get.
Don't worry, Admiral. The Ebon Hawk and her crew are gonna see this through to the end.
And may the Force be with you.
Shit. Shit. Oh god! Steady! Steady as she goes. Alright, cool, we made. Here we are aboard the Starforge, guys. We've been waiting for this moment for a long ass time. But this is it. We're just finally gonna do it. Finally gonna do it. Hey, Jolee.
Got something on you?
So when did you go to Kashyyyk?
Oh, that was not until many years later, to tell the truth. I spent quite some time wandering the galaxy.
The Jedi just let you go?
Why wouldn't they? I had refused my promotion to Jedi. I was a Padawan who had left the Order, nothing more. I traveled from one civilized system to the next, never staying long. I don't even think I knew what I was searching for. It wasn't as if my travels were pleasant either. There were plenty of folks who distrusted the Jedi after the war. Or worse.
Worse? What could be worse?
If people weren't treating me with suspicion, they were looking at me with greed. I don't know how many thought they could make use of me for their own ends. I got so sick of the treachery and deceit. I left the civilized parts of the galaxy and headed instead for the uncivilized parts.
So that's when you went to Kashyyyk.
Actually, I was on my way somewhere else when I crash-landed on Kashyyyk. The ship I was using was a rust bucket.
You survived a crash landing on Kashyyyk?
I'd taken some damage passing through an unexpected asteroid field, as I recall. But I wasn't completely without some systems. I could still guide her a bit when I crashed. It wasn't what I would call the smoothest landing, especially considering I ended up smack in the depths of the Shadowlands. But I lived.
Why didn't you fix your ship and keep going?
I'm no mechanic, and besides, after you plunge nose first in the trunk of a 5-kilometer-high tree, chances are you don't have much ship left.
You survived a crash landing on Kashyyyk.
I'd taken some damage passing through an unexpected asteroid field, as I recall. It wasn't what I would...
So you crashed and stayed.
Sure, why not? It seemed like an interesting enough place to spend a couple of decades exploring.
How did you survive?
That was a challenge at first. You've seen the kind of creatures that exist down there, and you miss the really big ones. I was still able to rely on the Force to keep me safe for the most part. The rest of the trick is keeping out of the way of most of the predators.
It couldn't have been easy.
No, that's true. Still, most of the creatures grow accustomed to me, and I to them. At least none of them ever heard of a Jedi.
You're completely insane, you know that?
Ah, what do you know? I'd done enough wandering by that point, thank you very much. I felt at peace in the Shadowlands.
And the Wookiees didn't mind your presence?
Oh, they did at first, oh yes. I can't say I was overly pleased to encounter a group of indigenous giant carpets either, I can assure you of that.
Did you fight them?
No. I was the intruder in their land, after all. They got to trust me well enough after a couple of decades of my aid.
You helped them?
When I could, I would assist a few young ones who would get lost in the Shadowlands or attacked unexpectedly by the wildlife. I must say, for a while there, the Wookiees actually thought I was some kind of benevolent forest god. Amusing, really. I set them straight eventually.
Why didn't you stop the slavery of the Wookiees then? I had to go do all that crap.
At first, when the slavers took to hunting down lone Wookiees in the fringes of the Shadowlands, I did my best to divert them. Later, when Shundar made his deal, I didn't see any point. I wasn't here to save them from their own sad follies, after all.
Well, it sounds like you enjoyed being a god.
Nonsense. I had no idea that's what they were thinking for a long time. I just thought they were being friendly neighbors, leaving fruit and such for me. Later, when I started to understand some of their grunting, I realized they would say prayers to the Hairless One before descending into the forest. Hairless One. I used to have plenty of hair, I tell you. At any rate, it took a few bruises, but I set the record straight.
A few bruises.
I traveled to Rookwaro and met with the chieftain in front of everyone. Freyr swatted at me just to see if I was real or not. I was real, and while it was a light swat, Wookiees are terribly strong. I was knocked out cold for a day. The Wookiees all thought it was quite funny.
Wow. Wasn't it all a bit primitive for you?
Not really. Kashyyyk is a place you can feel very small in. It felt good to devote my time to helping people and living simply.
And you spent 2 decades living like that.
What can I say? I did it all for the Wookiees.
The Wookiees?
The Wookiees. Well, okay, maybe I needed some time on a quiet and remote planet, but if you ever need a friend, an incredibly strong hairball isn't a bad call.
I do have one with a light that to me. Well, you are a very strange old man, but I love you.
Why, thank you. You're not so bad yourself, all things considered. At any rate, we should be moving along, don't you think? If you sat around this long in the Shadowlands, attack would eat you.
Well, now for real, that's all we're gonna talk to Jolee about. Alright, so who to bring on our final mission? Karth, because Karth is with me to the end. I'm thinking Karth and Candace. I mean, they're a really good combo, but I need a Jedi with me. I'll take Jolee, since we just talked to him a bunch and learned about him. I always find his stories really interesting, so I wanted to get as many out there as possible. What's going on here?
You made it. Several Jedi have already gone ahead into the Starforge. We have to strike while we still have the element of surprise. If we don't stop Bastila from using her battle meditation, the entire Republic fleet will be wiped out. Come on, before they...
Oh no.
Damn! So much for catching them unprepared.
Yeah, so much for
We'll
it.
deal with these Sith. You get into the Starforge and find Bastila. Hurry!
Get him, guys! I'm helping. Nice. Woo! Me and the Jedi Knights, baby.
And you need...
Karth gotta level up. Level up! Wasn't much of a level up. Alright guys, well, I'm gonna cut it here. I guess most of the episode was talking to Jolee's old butt. But whatevs, you know, no big deal. We got to the Starforge, and that's the important thing. And the next episode, which will probably... I'm gonna actually probably just record it right now. We're gonna head on into the Starforge and start the big fight through. So, yeah, I'll catch you then.